Wassail Beautiful People. So, how's this void for you? I have to say, the day out of time had the most suppressive, lethargic energy. I could barely stand up. Olga and I were just kind of like, I can't move, I can't do anything. And then Yellow CJ started, and there is a sense of, here comes baby Osho, just walking past me. A sense of the newness, but then the void came in, and the absence of emotions is allowing, because it's not got that energetic pull and it's so long, and it being 45 hours 55 minutes has very much got that energy of ancestors and dreams attached to it. And I feel very emotional, because it feels like emotions are being pulled up to be pulled out, to be viewed and faced as shadows and released. And so I just thought I would sit here in front of this beautiful tree, Yggdrasil portrait that Olga did, and just throw some cards and talk about the personal feelings that I have from these cards, in the hope that it might be of assistance to all of you in any ways or many ways. So it's a feeling of void energy. There are no emotions, and yet they feel like there are all emotions. So I'm going to start with the raw runes. I actually feel like I need to cry, which is odd, because there's no tangible notion as to why. And usually I cry with happiness more than I cry with a sense of sadness, but this is like a sense of nothingness, just feeling incomplete, or preparing for some kind of energetic shift. I'm not really sure what the energy is, but I just thought it was time to just do a little reading for you, and for me as much as anything. I feel like if I try to do a reading for myself and don't speak to you, I won't see the messages contained within the cards. So we have we have three. It's so lovely. It's Thorn, which is a portal, and it's Broom. So Thorn is a portal, but Thorn is also the actual thorns that grow, the difficult things that exist within us. And it's almost like I'm trying to drag energies through the future portal to try and pull them in, but the thorns are covering the portal into my future, and I need to sweep away the past, the energies that are not serving me. And then I have your World Serpent. This void is, and I think this is more than just for me, but for all of us. This rune represents the notion of a destined moment, like this void is a destined moment. And I'm unable to understand it, to express it, because it's a new energy, it's a new destination point, it's something that hasn't been felt or witnessed, because it's such a long void. So, I'm going to put some Moonology down, since we're in the void of moon. And I'll just keep going. Oh no, this isn't. This is the Shaman de Livelle. The evil pathways. What do you want me to pick up? I'll pick up the Moonology next. So, what would you like to say about this void of course and this energy of lifting up shadowy emotions that I can't seem to understand or comprehend? What would you like to say, please? What would you like to offer me as advice or guidance? So, independence. And it's coming across as standing in your power, standing in your truth, standing in your, it's me. I've got to keep saying, I need to stand in my truth. I need to stand in my new independent ego. And that's referring to, I guess, the death of both my parents, the fact that also, when I was 17, my older brother died, and my mother's mother, who lived with us as a child, also passed away a long time ago, before my brother. But since my father's death in April, I am now an independent human. None of those energies of my childhood home, the people that surrounded me with love and care, are here anymore. And somehow I have to seek to become somebody new and independent. So let's go to the Moonology and see what the Moonology has to add to this frequency. I'm feeling like in my spine at the moment, I can feel this quite high up, midway up my back, like there is, it's like the nervous system is waiting for something to impact it and unlock that's part of a personal portal. So Moonology, we're in this space between two Aquarian moons and two Aquarian full moons, and my moon is in Aquarius, so it feels very much like a very strong energy. We've got 3 cards. So, new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. It's time to take action on myself, to seek this energy of independence. And then what do I need to release? So this is the frequency of the waning moon. And then the waxing moon, which is what I'm born under, which is asking, the energy is gaining momentum. What are you going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? Sorry, I keep putting everything on you because we all, when I sit in front of a camera, I'm often offering messages to all of you, but this really is a personal message. So it's time to take action. I need to release things. I'm being shown this space between the waxing and the waning as being the space between these 2 full Aquarian moons. A space in which to take some kind of action, but I don't necessarily know what that action is. So let's ask the mystical shaman, what might the action be that I need to take? What might the action be that I need to take? We have a single card. To ground myself is what they're saying, which I'm finding very difficult in this frequency here where I'm staying at the moment, because the land is littered with quartz, and there's something about the energy of quartz in the rock, in the bedrock, that kind of allows all the upper esoteric energies to flow around so strongly, but it becomes very difficult to ground yourself in a sense of stability. And I'm very good at grounding myself, but I haven't felt grounded since returning to the Algarve. So let's ask for another. What do I need to do, please? What do I need to do during these 2 full moons in Aquarius? To burn away shadows. The lower world are the old trapped thought patterns. And the fire is coming across as looking inside my soul, looking inside the energy frequencies of the old, because however I look at life, I am changed by the experience of death. So I have to work out how I move forwards, who I now am in that energy of independence. I have to find a new resonance, a new frequency. So let's take a tarot deck and let's go into these shadows. So I've got the Thoth. The first card bounced and bounced and bounced on my hand. It's the Ace of Swords. I need to dive and delve into the trueness of the new energy of air epoch. But I need to plant my new truth into the soil, into the ground, resonate through my entire physical being. And the physical molecules of our body is where all of our ancestral traumas lie. So they're trying to show me the bottom of the deck, but I'll come to that in a minute. We have Lust, card 11. This is to have balance over the raw emotions, to seek to soothe the pains. And in many ways, maybe I don't wallow in grief because I think it's a very calcifying energy, but you have to allow grief to rise up in the moments that it chooses to teach you something. And it's very much that this void's allowing a lot of that energy to rise. And she's reaching up to this sort of hanging ulcer. And the bottom card that they're showing me is the Magician. And that is raw masculinity, but this is somehow raw masculinity reborn, transformed. And the reason they wanted me to show this is it's a whole series of ones. 1, 1, 1, 1. This void is a great reset. Not just for me, but for everybody. It's a chance to reset aspects of our ego. But we have to understand how to look at the aspects of our ego that we have developed that are not our truth, but our ancestral inheritance. And we have to be willing to go into the fiery passions. I mean, this is like that ulcer enlarged, and you have to dive completely in. I have to dive completely in and look at what pains me. So I'm going to go to the Odin. I'm just using all the decks that I've got down here for the moment. So, what is the ulcer? What is the ulcer that I'm experiencing? What is this ancestral 4455 frequency? The frequency of ancestors and the frequency of dreams. What is this energy? So, it's something bound around my soul that doesn't belong to me, that needs to be cleared off so that I can plug into the ground. It's very similar in the message. It's Madir. Being drawn to a part of the card that I've never noticed before, which is overlapping symbols of red, yellow and blue. So we're looking at root chakra, happiness and communication. So it's an adjustment to how I earth, how I feel happy moving forwards. And there's the bell. And how I communicate that to myself, within myself. It's an aspect of the self to bring together all the energies. And then the other card I have is Skadi. And they're saying, think of the scar part of her name, the scars, because her father dies. Oh. Her father dies or is killed, and she asks for retribution. And one of the things is she asks to be able to laugh. So again, I'm not saying I don't laugh anymore, but this void is bringing up a lot of energies of sad emotions that can't just be giggled away. And that's that yellow sacral frequency that's just acting as a folded slither. But she also, she asks for a partner, and she marries the wrong partner. And then she moves back into her own self. So there's something, and she's plugging her sword of truth into the ground. It's like saying you have to go through certain difficult shadows. I have to go through these difficult shadows to renew my truth, to change my outlook, to become something new. So, what else would you like to add, please, Tarot deck? So, the first two cards out, one facing upwards, is again, it's like, how many times do we have to say to you, you have to plug yourself into the earth to connect with your power. And it's a new energy. Because it's Princess of Discs, it's moving into a new aerated soil. A soil that's calmed down from all the excesses of the world that we once lived in. And there's something about the fur cape that she wears that's making me think that she is just like Skadi. And they're reminding me of my trip up to Montchique, which brought up the trauma of my brothers dying and being far away from the sea and being in a mountain, which is her home, but not her husband's, the one she married's home. It's about knowing what you need to do with your life, what I need to do with my life, how I move forwards, how I plug back in to the world around me as we pass through this void. And the other card that came out with that one is the Queen of Discs. It's when you're plugged, when I'm plugged back in. It's having control over this energy of the devil, the goat, the past, as I now see the devil energy, is those thought patterns that I repeat on energies from the past. And most of my past, I don't dwell on. I'm very forward thinking, very future orientated. And yet so much of the past has recently been rising through the frequency of death. And yet I'm a self-existing white world bridger, and that's one of the aspects that's part of my gift, is to appreciate and understand death. And it's not something I fear. I think it's a beautiful release. but I also enjoy life. I love living and exploring and uncovering new things. And in this card, she looks backwards, and all of the energy of the past is just two-dimensional. Oh, that's interesting. Two-dimensional, like the lower world frequency. That's what I call the two-dimensional energies of distorted patterns that exist within our mind frame. And then we have two more cards that are face down. And it's the 8 and 9. It's like they're saying that the swiftness, it's literally void frequency, that I am just, all of this energy has to come up and I have to download that into the earth. I'm not sure how I will do that. Ordinarily, I would get in the sea and do it, but there's something that's telling me I'm not allowed to do that. And I have to find with my hermit my inner truth. But there's something about this echo of this shape, this swiftness, this speed. It's like there's the image of a sperm and a cosmic egg. It's like the rebirth. This represents a rebirth of my frequencies into a new cosmic beingness is all I can really describe it as. And I have to trust in that. I have to trust that part of this journey is to go through difficult times, as we all do. And it's not that I feel sad. It's not that I feel weepy or miserable. It's a sense of a void frequency that, as I said before, is allowing the emotions to come up. So I'm going to ask, since this is saying that this will swiftly end with the end of the void, where are we going? Where am I going? I need to sort myself out first. Where am I going? What's coming in? What's this new energy around me? Where am I heading? This card flashed like summer blue. Oh, it is. It's... Where am I going? I'm going back to the thorn, the portal. I'm coming through the portal, but in this card, it's showing me how it's cleared. Earlier, it was showing me how all of the thorns, I was trying to drag all of the thorns with me. Where am I going? To clarity. And that's also what this 1111 setting, when we had the ace, the difficult energies, and then coming into the newness of masculinity, and coming through a very clear giant portal. And this one is exactly that. That is the symbol. Here, in the middle of this card, is the eye of the needle. And that's taking all of my past and passing it through. All of this energy was my life before this point, which included having an entire family around me. And that has now gone, and I have to re-emerge into a new frequency that's a beautiful mirror, but it's made from different glass, or it has different vision within it. So let's go to the mystical shaman too and ask the frequency of where am I going to? What's coming for me after this void and after all this loss and grief? What's coming towards me? What's coming towards me after this massive void? What's coming towards me? What can I anticipate coming in? A new journey. There is something mournful and doleful about this card. There is something humble about the card, but it's more like it's saying it's the humbleness of my molecules. So not fighting with the stories from my past, because it's like the energy of my ancestors are all now in spirit. And what I'm being shown on this card is this owl. So my consciousness is going to become the dominant energy with which I see the world differently. And then the other two cards, let go of the pot. This is like daggers. I'm going to hold them up so that you can see. I'm being told let go of the past, and there's a new vision quest now that's available, because all of my blood ancestors of my intimate family are now all in spirit. So a new spiritual pathway opens, and I am kind of hearing bloody Shirley MacLaine singing some annoying song. But dancing, moving with energy, moving with joy as I go forward. So let's put a Shaman de Leve, the evil pathways, the awakening pathways. We all know that. I can't resist the fact that any kind of awakening is full of evil. So where are you wanting me to go, Spirit, as I move forwards from this void? That really was a last card moment. Into Aether. It's Le Feu, but it's coming across as Aether. It's coming across as a new... It's the energy of the Hermit that we just saw in the earlier card. It's the frequency of a new inner beacon, a new cosmic beingness that I have to work with. And Moonology, for where are we going? Moonology, where am I going? Where are we going? Where am I going? I've got to stop doing that. Oh, I'm getting a massive ringing in the now. I'm going somewhere. You see, look, sometimes cards can come out with a completely different frequency. You and your loved ones are safe. They are, they're all dead. So they're safe. They're in spirit. They're more than safe. I feel like I need to just add another Moonology. They're laughing. Where am I going? Spirit, family that are all safe on the other side of the veil. Come on then. Help me out. Because I need a little bit of a boosty cheer up in this void. It's honestly, it's bleeding. I'm on an emotional bleed at the moment. So, where is this heading? Where is this heading? Where is this heading? Where am I heading? Where are you taking me, Spirit family? Where are you taking me, everyone? Where are you taking me? It's time to release negative energy, full moon in Scorpio. They're taking me back to myself. I know that sounds weird. It's because my first house is Scorpio. I'm not a Scorpion. Scorpio, but it's returning me to the energy of Neptune, which is my is in my house Scorpio. I also I have a mini stellium in Scorpio, so it's kind of, they're saying I'm shifting from my stellium in Virgo, and I'm moving through that mirror, and the fulcrum of the mirror being my Libra life force. So I'm being returned to myself, but they're saying I'm being returned, that's interesting, I'm being returned to my higher self, because my higher self kind of resides in a water world, which I've visited while standing in the sea one day. So, just to end with the raw runes, Where are you taking me? Back to myself, but where does that go? Where am I going when you take me back to myself, please? Where are you taking me? To Leifsgade. This is the energy of having the canopy of my personal Yggdrasil tree acting as a canopy of comfort and safety for myself, the people I know, others around me, to be protected from uncomfortable energies. It must be 1 o'clock. Oh, 1. It's going back to the new beginning. But so they're talking about how, and I've sat here at the trunk of the tree, and they're talking about how after this void, I'm going to be, having removed these shadows, I'm going to bring energy up to allow the canopy, the leaf scape, the leaf shade of my personal Yggdrasil tree to act as a space of comfort, protection for me and for others. So I'm going to end with one final rune. Where are we going, please? Where are we going? That's not one final rune, that's about 8. Where am I heading with my new personal Yggdrasil? It's like I'm seeing all the leaves rustling around in my canopy, which is where the 3 heavens are. So where am I heading? I think they're telling me I need to pick up the Odin deck. I'm going to do it. They're saying not a rune, but Odin. End with an Odin. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going, please? What are the wonders and joys and energies I can look forward to? So, Loki and Reid. I'm shifting, I'm changing everything about myself to go on the journey. To go on the journey. It's just saying, trust the journey. They don't want to say what's coming. They're showing me the shininess of it, but not the details of it. So I just have to trust in the journey that will unfold as I move through this ego change to seek a new independence. And they're wanting me to point out something that came up in one of the rune readings that Reem and Rob did about being the end of a genetic line, of a bloodline, closing off chapters for many people, because obviously I don't have any children and I don't have any siblings to continue that energy frequency. So that's a weird message to come up at the very end. But anyway, there it is. It's a little personal reading so that I can understand what this void means to me and what it will mean as I move on, and what it will mean as we continue to create this rune deck together that's going to have a lot more frequency of trees involved in it. This painting was calling for me to sit at the roots of the Yggdrasil tree and face the shadows. It's not like I'm scared of shadows, but there are a lot of new shadows now that are open to me to explore. So anyway, I hope your void is fun and it's not too much of an emotional bleed. I just was told to cut the deck, and because they wanted me to leave this energy with you, which is the journey home. This is the Bifrost, the Hamfereld. This is the rainbow bridge. This is the shimmering path. And actually, weirdly, the card of shadows fell out as I did it. So I'm moving on past these shadows. I'm watering my shadows. Even in this void, as I'm allowing these unknown emotions to rise, I'm watering the shadows so that I can go to, and then it's got Kuzma, the moon, in the moon's void to water the shadows and to become something new and to shimmer and shine with a new pathway forwards. But the details of the pathway, because it's in the future, you can only see with each step in the now, and then turn around and see that new pathway as it forms in the past on your tapestry of life. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I just need to keep floating through this void until it reaches its conclusion, and then I'm sure there'll be something exciting for me on the 8-8 portal, because I've been picking up a lot about moons in Leo having been difficult, and they're going to reset on the 8th. So anyway, wassail, beautiful people.